Greetings, Sebastian. My name's Luke Smith. A friend of mine sent a listing of yours to me. He sent the vacant bank branch in Jackson, Tennessee, and I guess he had called you to ask some questions, and he sent me some notes and about this property. He said, Luke, this would be a good property for you. I called you, asked a couple questions. You were nice enough to get back to me, answer some questions, tell me about this property. Thank you so much for that. And since then, I've been doing some research. I've been looking at the traffic going by here, right out in front of the building and right around the corner, the people going up and down the street, and looking at where are they going? Where are they coming from? Where are they shopping? What are they doing? They're going to a lot of the shops that are north of here, up closer to the freeway, and looking at a lot of the statistics of what shops they're going to, which ones they're coming back to, which ones they have a brand affinity for. I like to study that kind of data because I love real estate. I love figuring it out, especially vacant land, figuring out vacant land and figuring out who should be using that land. When I look at the data of who's shopping, who's driving by, and who's doing what kind of business in the area, I start to see correlations. I start to see the income and the demographics of these people and what they're doing with their time and their money. Where's it going, right? And when I look at those demographics and that information about these neighboring properties, and I compare it to other properties in other parts of the country, people that shop at these properties should be shopping at those other shops too. There's shops that are missing here that belong here that could be using this property. So I like looking at the data and I like figuring out who belongs in these kinds of properties. Again, my name's Luke Smith, and I'd like to make an offer on this property. So along with this video, I'm sending an offer to purchase a property as well as proof of funds to show that I can pay for the property. A little bit more about me. This video is to tell you a little bit more about me. My name's Luke Smith, and I'm passionate about real estate. I've bought and sold vacant land all across the country, lots of different ways, lots of different kinds. I've marketed it all over the internet. I started with desert squares, little properties in the middle of nowhere, hardly worth any money, and bought them for next to nothing, sold them for a little bit more, and did that again and again with bigger properties, better properties that are closer to something, closer to utilities or on utilities, that start having something going on. And somewhere along the way, I started getting into high traffic retail properties. Some of those properties are really easy to sell. They're really easy to figure out. Other ones just befuddled me. I couldn't figure them out for the life of me. I got these properties. I knew they were worth more money, but nobody would pay for them. Nobody would go for it. Nobody would go figure them out. They wouldn't take the time of day to go figure those properties out. They were my properties. I had to figure them out. So I spent time working on those properties and trying to figure them out. It wasn't until I started finding tenants for those properties that they really started to happen. They started to happen. They started to click. They started to dance. People started taking off of those properties and running with them. Out of all that time and energy that I spent trying to figure out those properties, I created data. I kept track of my data. I kept track of who was buying the properties, what the attributes of the properties were that they were buying, and why they wanted those properties. I've studied a lot of other transactions in the marketplace too, and why people like those properties, and talked to the buyers, talked to the sellers in lots of different ways. I've kept track of them. I just keep more data. I keep building bigger, better databases, more technology to slice and dice that data as we go, right? And so I use that data to find more properties, to figure out more properties and do more deals. And so see your property and I like the attributes of your property. I would like to purchase your property. As part of this purchase, I'm asking for some time. I'm asking for some time to go talk to the tenants that I've done deals with before to use this property and offer them the finance to bulldoze and build what they want or rehab the bank branch that's there and make it work for them. As soon as I find somebody that's interested in that, by contacting everybody I know that fits here statistically, I'll come back to you, close as fast as I can, and we'll take it on and go fix it up to the standards of what these people want and rent it out to them for the rest of forever from there. If you're interested in that, please take a look at my offer. My contact information is enclosed. Please get back to any questions, comments. Let me know how I can help. If you're watching this video from a different angle and you're asking more questions and you're scratching your head or you're speaking my language, please feel free to follow the link in the description below back to my free community. I love to teach. I love to show and tell and share all kinds of different real estate deals that I've been into along the way and work on others out into the future. If you'd like to learn or come and share and teach as well, please follow back to my community. On there, I do a lot of free calls, live calls, question and answer kinds of format, and answer all kinds of questions as best I can. And when I don't know the answer, I'll try to figure them out, right? So if you're interested in that, again, the link is in the description of this video. My name is Luke Smith. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.